的别去了去，得是关注心的我说这些老来到。现在这老年把那些的有那方面是大学高的，那些这边中国他的的，本来的叫这边那，这边老毛那边那的是，王的在那边下一个，娘王的在人前头送的，到时的面貌的。这些钱老绕毛，头王的在年边去打的，王的在那老王。别别通了，现在是咱们王孙，上学我在那边跑跑业，我在家我是干这边子，上班去别当去年我说我在那我写我成，我那儿就上学去的在，到了上学结果写完了，我就说这当时这我说，两个人的这一天嘛，刚把当时这当写完了。应该毛包三百家包酒，过山担保现在山东娘上街的大头下边，全外学姐当街工作说，对面大概才带金马道，新康带往大概新建路拉面走的上街道，走上街来才把面马道，才对上街路个，正南上面路往人往上，面面路个路上嘛。这些学员知道什么道，也在人些是这才来嘛。就跟老王他也不方便，才把一些方面讲。刚些学员知道是这路，俺这人的方面嘛道嘛，那些日子那些什么说，就把我来说了。大人学员知道什么的，这老这个来讲这说。这些菩萨做把现界路上结果全球梦就等别先拉到，跟着梦先等别先拉近，现在马浪大用这把小滚球上了小子落地呀，往边上这样王八蛋那也说他滚球上了小子落，那么名字写，那么是写，那么我那么就。所有话语让教育双手把律把光的安全为给了工作这到国家科学那边从那了大家大学那边上的那看见过等这叫做一国在某些国家他的这个人家个把新界老去也关在这个人家的大家的这一些下面，上面的那等面全国的下面也当老祖他们家，大家大学高的上的那感觉个不等这叫做，过去过去大家个的这些的人。这把新界老黄道原来创造出来的老王这个叫做大山，这多就我老爷老人家都是叫我堂前，大学这边上的那空间广播电视叫做。过去我学高校热的这些的人间着。寻求逻辑的三略抗辩面着新确的想，梦说老多的上面没有多少个月不天色当面取经，梦说大学那边上的那关键广播电视讲说，过去大学大家那的这些的团结着把新界老师的。 莫学佛的高跑别跟的当家老大家同学高别上的同学高跑的在家作业过在莫学大家他的这些的人如果先觉老高去先到的有的这的带到家家说别在就就老说这老头在别来上把我看着从那了大家大学高别上的共学广播的在家作业过在某些大家大的这些的能见着瞬间落过节强烈高大小姐的满着个别的夜光带到等着小便他早节也谢现在带错讲错了大家大学长共建广播等着叫做也不是共建高校上的这些的人见着学老带到他们家就求到了学长天天过别所到的莫3年什么让大卫大嫂光圈高原关节帮我多少等在家做做用的我的我的爸爸那我要的他的说大家要我关节前面我让我左边关节左边他们我也这我就是了解这就是的早的改造旁边了解告诉学的大热些他的手的过的让他跟着这些在某几日就像那边的像那的
When we remember Paulo Caranzella, we remember not only his sacrifice, but also the responsibility that comes with this sacrifice. A sacrifice has meaning only when it inspires action. Action is not limited to protest, demonstration, or raising our voices in public. Those forms of actions are important, but actions take many forms. Actions also mean educating ourselves, understanding Tibet's history, learning about the challenges facing our people, and gaining knowledge of the principles that shape our struggle. For the younger generation, becoming informed is one of the most meaningful forms of action. Understanding Tibet's historical relationship with China, the concept of self-determination, and different political approaches, including the middle-way approach and complete independence, allows us to engage with confidence, clarity, and wisdom rather than only emotion. We do not all have to become activists, politicians, or community leaders, but every Tibetan has a responsibility to understand our history, protect our identity, preserve our culture, and to confidently share the Tibetan story with the world. Our prayers honors those who sacrifice. Our education gives their sacrifice a purpose, and our actions carry their hopes forward. As Tibetans, we carry a deep emotional connection to Tibet through our history, identity, culture, language, religion, and the sacrifices made by generations before us. When we witness the challenges faced by our people, it is natural to feel pain, sadness, and a strong desire to act for the Tibetan cause. However, before choosing, advocating, or debating any political path, whether the middle way approach or complete independence, we must first educate ourselves and understand Tibet's history, international principles, and political realities. We must also acknowledge an important reality. The Central Tibetan Administration, under the guidance and leadership of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, has adopted the middle way approach as its official policy. This institutional position must be understood and respected, while recognizing that individuals and organizations in a democratic society have the right to hold their views and perspectives. Our responsibility is not to silence different opinions, but to ensure that our discussions are based on knowledge, respect, and understanding. Our differences in approach should not become a source of division. What must unite us is our shared commitment to preserving Tibetan identity, protecting our culture and heritage, and working for the dignity and future of the Tibetan people. Many Tibetans, especially our younger generation, may not yet be aware of an important milestone that took place here in Canada. On June 10, 2024, the House of Commons of Canada unanimously adopted a motion recognizing Tibetans as a people and a nation with the right to self-determination. It also affirms that Tibetans have the right to determine their own economic, social, cultural, and religious future, and that China has no right to interfere in the recognition of the next Dalai Lama. I ask everyone here today, how many of us knew about this historic recognition? How many of us have taken the time to understand what it means? This was not the voice of one person or one political party. It was the united voice of Canada's elected representatives. As Tibetans, we must recognize and understand such milestones. This is why education matters. Our struggle is strengthened not only by our passion and commitment, but by our ability to understand history, international principles, and communicate our cause with knowledge, with sound knowledge and credibility. The Tibet issue, or our issues, is complex, and it cannot be reduced to a slogan of Böram Zegelo or Bögel, a single choice or an emotional reaction. It involves history, human rights, identity, culture, international relations, and the fundamental principle of self-determination. I encourage every Tibetan or young Tibetan to study our history, read resources such as the Tibet Brief, or Tibet was never a part of China since antiquity, learn about Tibet's historical relationship with China, and understand the meaning and importance of self-determination. Only through knowledge can we have meaningful discussions about Tibet's future. A strong Tibetan movement does not require everyone to think exactly the same. It requires a generation that is informed, that is respectful, that is thoughtful, and that is committed to the well-being of the Tibetan people. Not every Tibetan will become a protest organizer, politician, or full-time activist, but every Tibetan can become informed, because knowledge strengthens our advocacy, our diplomacy, our leadership, our community unity. A movement without knowledge can become driven only by emotion. A movement with knowledge becomes stronger, more credible, and more effective. The world listens not to those who speak passionately, but also to those who seek with understanding, evidence, and wisdom. Paulo Karamzela gave his life for Tibet. The least we can give in return is our commitment to understanding the cause for which he sacrificed everything. The future of Tibet will not be shaped only by those who are passionate. It will also be shaped by those who are influenced, thoughtful, and prepared to lead. May we honor his sacrifice, not only through our prayers, but through our dedication to knowledge, unity, and service to the Tibetan people and to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Thank you, everyone.